Hey everyone, if you want to make your own podcast but you don't know where to begin, Spotify for Podcasters makes it super easy. They've got everything in one place, it's totally free, and you can make money while doing it. Here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start doing it today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and pretty much everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also supported, and you can even conduct polls and Q&As. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, the platform is totally free. No catch, totally free. When I wanted to start my own podcast, I did not know where to begin, and I didn't think it was even possible. And Spotify for Podcasters made it happen. They made it easy, they made it quick, and I am doing something that I love. What more can I ask for? So if you're interested in starting your own show, you can do it, and I highly recommend you give this a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started.
Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Everything Kratom, the podcast about anything and everything Kratom. Great to have you with us on this Friday morning. It is Christmas Eve. Hope everybody's getting excited. Hope everybody is with family or friends or wherever you were going if you were traveling. Or I hope everyone is there if they were going to you. So hope everybody's ready and gonna have fun. And for any of those fellow Jewish people out there, get your Chinese food ready. So today, I just want to talk a little bit about Google. And again, I know there's lots of controversy and politics around Google, censorship, yada yada, information, misinformation, all that stuff. Of course, not bringing that into the podcast whatsoever. This is about Kratom. So just focusing on Kratom, regardless of what anybody thinks about any of the other stuff. I just find it interesting. It kind of hit me today. And of course, you know, I've talked about media coverage of Kratom in the past, but it's kind of just hitting me now how ridiculous it is that if one Googles Kratom, the first three things that pop up are articles that are 3 years old or 2.5 years old, and that all three of them are negative, and that all three of them are from fairly prominent sources. The sources drugabuse.gov, mayoclinic.org, and webmd.com. And those three first search results, the first one from drugabuse.gov, National Institute on Drug Abuse, so it's NIDA, the article was published April 8th, 2019. So that's 2.5 years old, right? And this is, I think, not appropriate at this point. To have something be that, old, and everything about it in this article is about, is an overdose possible? Is Kratom addictive? How do you know if you've taken too much? What are the bad side effects? Then the next one, and I'll tell you where I'm getting at in a sec. The next result, Mayo Clinic. This one's from February 20th, 2019. So that's almost 3 full years old now, right? A 3-year-old article being the second search result. It says, Kratom, unsafe and ineffective. That's the title. And when you click it, that's what it says. It's unsafe and ineffective. And with the third search result, which is WebMD, the first 2 sentences of this, when you go to its profile page, is Kratom is a tree native to Southeast Asia. The leaves contain a chemical called mitragynine, which works like opioids, such as morphine. Really? That's the intro to Kratom? You could also say that it kind of acts like coffee, which is what whoever the person who wrote this article probably drank before they wrote it. You could say that too. Anyway, so this is my thought behind all 3 of these articles. This is why I'm bringing this up, because I've talked about the coverage in like specifically local news channels with Kratom and how, there's kind of like a template for all of those coverage stories, news stories. But it's interesting to me in a very sad way that all 3 of the top 3 results on Google, the articles are 2.5 years old, 3 years old. They all have a negative slant toward Kratom. And these are organizations that are supposed to hold a lot of clout. And this is the kicker of it all, why I'm talking about it today. The World Health Organization meeting was a convening of top scientists from around the world who look at exactly what these sites talk about. And these are the top minds around the world, top scientists. They're on the World Health Organization, ECDD board. They said Kratom is safe and effective, or at the very least, they said there's nothing there to make us think that it's not, right? That was their takeaway, right? Let's play it. Let's be cautious and say they didn't promote it, but they said there's nothing here that says that this is a dangerous thing, and don't bother us with it because it's just taking up our time. That's pretty much what they're saying. Like, we're not going to do a critical review of this. You couldn't present information and evidence that would make us think there's something bad here. So that was their takeaway. Wouldn't you think that these three organizations, and also Google, mind you, would make it so that when you search Google for Kratom and these articles, when you look at these articles, that they have an updated, set of information that shows and reflects that recent decision? Because these articles now go against the top panel of scientists looking into drug dependence and addiction around the world. And isn't that weird? Like, I don't know why, but it's just kind of hitting me today. Like, when are they going to change that? Because as of right now, them having these articles here is directly in contradiction to what this panel of scientists said. And so therefore, WebMD, drugabuse.gov, and the Mayo Clinic all don't believe those scientists, right? That's what it says. That's what it means to me. And I don't think that's okay, because that's not okay. How is that okay? And where else do you see this, where else is this the case? Like, if they suddenly found out that, like when they found out that Raid or Roundup, the stuff that people use to kill like insects and weeds in their front lawn, cause cancer, everybody, if you looked Raid up or Roundup up the next day, some of the first articles said, oh, it's been found that this can cause cancer, right? But like, this decision about Kratom has been out there for 2 weeks now, and you're still going to Google, which is the number one used search engine around the world, pretty much, at least in the US it is, and all you can find are 3-year-old, 2.5-year-old articles saying that it's unsafe and ineffective. So there's just something off about that, in my opinion. But, being that it's Christmas Eve, I want to end this on a positive note. So looking forward, I think things are going to change. I think that the episode that we just did about the Bloomberg article kind of shows that, because wherever the money is, that's where the change happens. And I think that people are going to start pushing the real science on this and moving the needle as time goes on. So I am optimistic at the end of it all, but I just find it, silly, I guess, would be one way of describing it. Anyway, I've been having a great Christmas Eve. I don't know about all of you, but I've been enjoying my red, whites, and greens today. It's been a very varied morning. And Christmas Eve, I don't hold back. Like, Christmas Day, I guess, you kind of got to be on top of it for some things. You're around family or friends or whatever. I'm kind of new to this because I, married into a family that, does things on Christmas, and I'm coming from a family that does not. So it's all new to me. So, tomorrow I'm going to be, I'll be good. But today, I don't know, I was just like, it's the preparation day, right? Everyone's making their cookies or baking or, wrapping their final presents and freaking out. And I'm sitting there with my nice, I'm taking my red variety in the morning. Like, I do not give a what. Like, I'm going to be chilling on the couch and just watching everyone else fret over everything. And maybe this is making me seem like a bad person. I have no defense, everybody. I have no defense. It's who I am. If this is my one downfall, so be it. I take a red variety in the morning on Christmas Eve. Have at it. Have at me. But no, it's been really great because I don't usually do reds in the morning, But taking a red this morning has been helpful because I do, I'm watching people, run around very quickly and getting things done last minute. And it's too much for me. I'm not an empath, but I think that to a degree, everyone has a little bit of what one might call an empath in them, which is that if the room is tense, it's hard not to be tense yourself, right? And so I find that red varieties of Kratom really help me separate from that, group ethereal feeling or whatever the feeling is in the air that, everyone in the room has to feel. It kind of helps me separate myself from that, and I can kind of enjoy the morning a lot more in the afternoon. And so my plan was to take a red and then take a green and then take a white. And so that's what I've been doing. I took a red early this morning just for fun, just to see what it would be like. And it's worked because thankfully I got enough sleep where, I had enough energy where I could take the red and it didn't, put me back down to sleep again at 8 in the morning, or 7 in the morning rather. But then I took a green when other people started waking up. And now, I'm taking a white, and hopefully that will boost me through the rest of this afternoon and into the evening. And then, who knows? Whatever happens, happens. It's the holidays, so that's good fun. No, I hope that everybody's having a really great time out there. And would love to hear from you if you have any messages. Again, that link is in the description of this podcast and this episode. If you want to leave me a voice message, or you can send me an email at anythingeverythingkratom@gmail.com. That's also in the description of this podcast. So with that, I want to bid you all a very Merry Christmas. And I hope you are all very happy, doing well, and feeling extremely victorious. I feel like the World Health Organization gave us all a holiday present or New Year's present. We're starting off 2022 next week, or maybe a couple weeks from now. I don't know. We're like 7 days away. A week from now, we're starting 2022 off with Kratom not under siege from the DEA or the FDA as a national approach, or the World Health Organization internationally. And I think that's something we can all be grateful for moving forward. So I'm very excited. I'm excited to see what comes next. We'll focus on those state-by-state battles, but we can do it one at a time. And have a great holiday, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back Monday. All right, take it easy. Bye-bye.